Glenda Sheard here, Community Connector for 360 Alberta. Today, I have a very special guest with us on 360 Alberta. Lorena Gregg is the Executive Director for Parents Empowering Parents, PEP Society. Welcome, Lorena Gregg.
Thank you very much, Glenda, for having me.
I'm really excited to have you as a guest because I've known about PEP for, well, since the organization was founded. So could you please share with us a little more information about Parents Empowering Parents Society?
Thank you, Glenda. So as you say, we are a grassroots organization that was founded over 16 years ago in Strathcona County. We help families and individuals step into recovery who have a loved one, a child, a sibling, a brother, a spouse, a significant other, who have a loved one struggling with addiction. So we help and support families and individuals who are looking to get education and knowledge and support in the midst of the chaos.
Thank you, Lorena. Now, I know that you've got various programs. Let's see. You've, of course, got your support groups, but also with the recovery program, you've got the restorative justice component, as well as UTurn for youth and young adults that are at risk. Can you share more information about the programming, please?
I can. Thank you, Glenda. So just at the beginning, I'd just like to state that all of our programs are free to those who attend. And I really believe our programs are very innovative. Our foundation is our family recovery group. So that program is a 2-hour component. There's two parts of it. There's an education component, and then there's what we call a check-in. We go around and people introduce themselves and talk about what's currently happening for them. And they also bring the education component into the support part. In those meetings, we have a restorative justice component, and that is called MEDEX. It stands for Motivational Education / Experience for Ex-Drug Dealers. So those participants are referred to us. So they're referred to us through probation, but mainly we get most of our referrals through the Edmonton Drug Treatment Court. And they have been charged with trafficking drugs. And they are also on their own journey to recovery. So they have also struggled with addiction and substance use. It's that cycle, right? Where the addiction leads them to losing their jobs, can lead them to losing their jobs, their lifestyle, their ways to pay for their addiction. And then that can lead them to trafficking drugs or selling drugs in order to support their own addiction. So it's that cycle. It's got that natural progression addiction, unfortunately. And they sit in on the meetings and they recognize the choices and the lifestyle that they had and the impact on families and communities, including their own family. And they also become a resource for the parents. There's that power in having knowledge, right? And the parents having knowledge with what their child may be doing. And we've seen it create a circle of healing that it becomes a supportive group. So I've even seen parents, bring them soup to a meeting or provide them a reference for a possible job in the future. So there's healing, there's strength in it. And then our UTurn group is for youth and young adults at risk. So those who are in active substance use or even in full-blown addiction. And it's another professionally facilitated group. All of our groups are professionally facilitated by people who are trained in addictions and recovery coaching, trauma-informed care, knowledge-based experience psychology. And the UTurn group also has a peer support worker. And here is somebody in the group that is walk the walk and can talk the talk, and can strengthen our youth and our young adults who are struggling. It's a non-pressure environment, casual discussion for people who might be in a pre-contemplative stage of change. And they talk about coping strategies. So it's a great group for our youth at risk.
Wow. I love the work that you're doing and how you are bringing families, of course, that need support, as well as addicts or former addicts, to be able to see the impact upon their family members. There's got to be, as you say, there's got to be healing and great hope in that, I would believe. So now, you had mentioned that PEP is a grassroots organization that was founded in Strathcona County 16 years ago, but also you've expanded to other communities, and you're offering support to families in the capital region. And I've heard you just recently received some funding. So please tell us a little bit more about what is the next step for PEP and the vision and the hope for the future.
Thank you, Glenda. You're correct. Yes, we have a meeting in South Edmonton, and for a year now we've been in the municipality of we've been in St. Albert. So those are expansions for our group. And this year, we applied for special funding through the COVID-19 pandemic that the Ministry of Health was releasing funds for. And we were awarded $100,000 from the Alberta government to expand into adding a permanent virtual group. So currently all of our groups are virtual because of the pandemic. But we are adding a permanent virtual group that will be meeting Wednesday nights. We'll be starting mid-November, I believe. So every second Wednesday at 7 p.m. So adding to our repertoire of groups, which is fabulous. We are starting to do webinars. Again, when I talk about our facilitators, they are trained, and we are starting to do webinars on addictions, recovery, boundaries. The subjects that will help families take that step. And we are also going to have a toll-free number. So that will allow us to be a province-wide organization. So we've moved from the foundation of Strathcona County to becoming a province-wide organization based on these funds.
It's truly amazing, the work and the families and the communities that PEP has served and supported for the last 16 years. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. So if people want to get a hold of you, I know you've got a website and social media. Tell us more, please.
Right. So thank you, Glenda. So our website is www.pepsociety.ca. So that's PEP Society, all one word, .ca. You will find the links for our current virtual groups on there.
If you had some words that you could share with families that are seeking support, what would that be?
Yeah. Don't stay isolated. Reach out, take that step. Our groups are confidential. It's a safe place. They're non-judgmental. Recognize that you are not alone, that there are others walking this journey with you, and that there's strength in numbers and power in knowledge. And there is hope. Stay connected.
Thank you, Lorena. It has indeed been a pleasure and an honor to have you today on 360 Alberta. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenda. And if I may, my apologies. I forgot to mention our toll-free and our support line. And when you say reach out, again, this is an opportunity for families to call days, evenings, and weekends. Currently, we have a local number, 780-293-0737, and we are in the process of having a toll-free number, again, serving Alberta-wide. I would also like to acknowledge our supporters. We are a registered nonprofit, a registered charity, and we wouldn't be where we are today, 16 years later, without the foundation that was provided from Strathcona County and our ongoing supporters. So I'd just like to thank, I mean, in St. Albert, we wouldn't be in St. Albert if it wasn't for the Canadian Progress Club there and grants that we've received. So I'd just like to thank all of our supporters. You are changing lives. You are impacting and creating recovery for families. So thank you.
Thanks, Lorena. All of us at 360 wish you and PEP continued success in supporting families here in Alberta. Thanks for joining me today. This is Glenda Sheard, Community Connector for 360 Alberta.